So I don't want to be getting too political, but I went back over the weekend and was looking for a photo that I took with my cell phone. I took it at some point. I don't know. I think it was in March or February of this past year, and it was the New York Post. I guess it was okay. March 19th, 2022. And it was a cover of the New York Post. I think I got it when I was out for coffee. And it says, "Spies Who Lie, the intelligence experts who falsely discredited Hunter Biden's laptop and still will not say sorry, or won't say sorry." And there was something about this that was interesting. It was this fellow right here. You can't really read his name, but I'll see if I can zoom in. And that's John Brennan right there. And John Brennan was a CIA director under Barack Obama. And John Brennan is one of those people that if a deep state exists, this is the dude who he's running it, or he's one of the people running it. And I was thinking about Brennan because today, Elon Musk, who now owns Twitter and seems to be lighting the world on fire with his daily takes, had posted something about Anthony Fauci, the outgoing head of the National Institutes of Allergies and Infectious Diseases. Anyways, you know who Fauci is. It doesn't matter. And he said, my pronouns are prosecute Fauci. And presumably this is because he has some information about Fauci colluding with big tech. We know that Fauci has been deposed by the Attorney General of Missouri and the Attorney General of Louisiana right now for manipulating information through big tech collaboration. That's what we know. Here's Elon smacking Fauci. Anyways, I don't want to get too into that. But a lot of people from, I guess what you'd call the Democratic establishment went to defend Fauci, who, by the way, is the highest paid federal official, even higher probably than Brennan was when he was the director of the CIA. So Brennan came out and he was, defending Fauci. I think what he said here was, Dr. Fauci is a national hero who will be remembered for generations to come for his innate goodness and many contributions to public health. Despite your business success, presumably Elon Musk, you will be remembered most for fueling public hate and divisions. You may have money, but you have no class. No, okay. He's not the only one that came to Fauci's defense, and that's their prerogative. But it's kind of rich coming from a guy like John Brennan, because John Brennan was one of the people who back in 2020 during the campaign between Biden and Trump, who came out and said that the Hunter Biden laptop, the laptop that he dropped off the year before at a repair shop in Delaware during a coke binge, was Russian disinformation. And of course, Twitter blocked the story from being shared. I think Facebook did too. And all these things are coming to light now, the decision making behind it. There's no real new stuff that's coming out of it. But, it got me thinking of this photo that I took back in March, because there were all of these intelligence figures. I think in all there was over 50 who said, they signed on to a letter and they said that the laptop was Russian disinformation. In other words, the laptop with Hunter Biden's dalliances with hookers and also his alleged details of business that he had done was like planted by the Russians. This is kind of creepy. And John Brennan is just, he's one of those people that is just really frightening because, like a day after Biden took office, I remember him saying something like this, saying this right here. This is a transcript of something he said on MSNBC, the propaganda outlet. And he was talking about domestic terrorists, basically. And he was saying, we're now looking forward that the members of the Biden team who have been nominated or who have been appointed are now moving in laser-like fashion to try to uncover as much as they can about what looks like very similar. Let me read that again. About what looks very similar to insurgency movements that we've seen overseas, presumably Iraq, Syria, places like that, where they germinate in different parts of the country and they gain strength, and it brings together an unholy alliance of frequently of religious extremists, authoritarians, fascists, bigots, racists, nativists, and even libertarians. And this was like kind of frightening because a lot of people protested the weirdness of the 2020 election, but that didn't make them fascists. It didn't make them bigots. It didn't make them even nativists necessarily, or religious extremists. And it's certainly libertarians. Like, libertarians didn't really have a dog in that fight. And so it was strange that this man, this really, it's kind of creepy looking dude, like, would come out so hard against them. And I think that might be because he is a part of what you'd say is that deep state. He was very vindictive against Donald Trump. I mean, I'm not a big Donald Trump fan, but something about Trump really got to some of these people, including Fauci, who's, his purview is supposed to be public health. And, going back to that photo, this was like almost a year and a half after the Hunter Biden laptop thing. All of these people ended up with egg on their face because it became acknowledged by the FBI that the laptop, the same one that everyone said was Russian disinformation, was actually real. It was a real thing. And these people here, they were all a part of covering it up and perhaps using Twitter to do so. I don't know, influencing Twitter to throttle down the story and so I don't think we've seen the last of John Brennan. I think he and Anthony Fauci are sort of one and the same. They represent this entrenched elite of people who they may not be always against the common man, but they have a lot to protect in their reputations. They have so much that they must protect because they've probably done some pretty bad crap. Like, we'll see what happens. Apparently, Elon Musk is going to be releasing stuff in the next couple days on Dr. Fauci. I don't know. About his collusion with Twitter to block, COVID information. We will see. Who knows what's going to happen? We haven't seen a smoking gun yet from any of these revelations that have come out about Twitter. It's frankly getting a little bit boring at this point. But I think there's a lot of us who took COVID seriously enough, but really got sick of being lectured by Fauci. And we really don't know where this is going. Like, is it ever going to end? was this all just meant to make money for the pharmaceutical companies? And what role did Anthony Fauci have to do in perhaps allowing the SARS-CoV-2 virus, the coronavirus that killed all these people, be produced? It would be nice to see John Brennan get a little bit of a slap. But then again, I don't know what Elon Musk's deal is. I don't know what his end game is here. He's a showman, and we just may end up with a massive crackdown again by people like John Brennan, because they have had power for so long, and they have had the media just report whatever they say, unquestionably. And a guy like John Brennan, he's an MSNBC commentator. What he says goes to like about half of the country. What he said is gospel. So I don't know. Hopefully something big happens this week and we get to know more, and we don't have to hear about people like Fauci or John Brennan anymore. That they have the ability to now just ride off into the sunset and leave us all alone. Well, anyways, thank you. God bless you.